Mike, we've talked about parity in the Big 12 in recent years and how much fun it is, don't know what's going to happen. Long term, is that good for the Big 12, or do we need a couple of teams to rise up and be annual powers?
Not anymore with the playoff expansion and we're a couple 3 years away from being 16 teams. It's going to pay more money. Money's driving the market. Once they figure out they can make more money, they'll expand it more. So when it moves in that direction, in my opinion, a competitive conference, which will allow teams to get in if they so-called beat up on each other, I think it's going to be more profitable for the committee when they look at that side of it compared to a league that maybe has two teams that's dominated it. And then you get the question mark of, okay, if we have a league that has two teams that's dominated this league over a 5 or 6 year period, how do we know that those teams are any good versus a team that has a lot of competitiveness, maybe through at least the middle part of the league? So I think it'll be beneficial for this league to be competitive on an annual basis. At least it'll change. I mean, there's teams that'll have down years and teams that'll have good years, and so it could vary a little bit. But if you're competitive through the middle of the league, from a strength standpoint, I think it's going to benefit it when it comes to the committee and they make those decisions.
For you personally, do you view a 16-team playoff hypothetically as kind of like the ceiling for the max amount of teams that you could have in a postseason format?
I hadn't even thought past that, but I see 16 coming from conversations, people I talk to, things that I hear. I see that coming pretty soon just because there's a market for it and they can make money off of it. And when they do that, in most cases, they're going to take advantage of it because, you've been around. You're young, but you were around 3 or 4 years ago. Nobody was talking about it, right? They said, hey, we have the 4-team deal. We're contracted through, what year was it they were contracted through? And then they changed it, right? Well, they changed it because they figured out that they could make more money, and somebody said, well, we're changing this because we can make more money. So a contract doesn't mean anything if there's some financial advantage in moving forward.
From a coach's standpoint, do you view anything more than 16 as maybe being too many? Like if you're
I wouldn't. You're asking me a question I hadn't put any thought to, but I wouldn't see any reason that there would be to go past 16 because, in my opinion, I haven't done my research on this, but I don't know that can be more teams than that are competitive enough to play for a national championship on an annual basis, in my opinion.